And our guest on this segment is Casey Allen with the Lobeck Taylor Family Foundation. Casey, good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
A little bit about the foundation, if you will, please. Who's behind it?
Sure. So the foundation was started by Kathy Taylor and her husband, Bill Lobeck. It's now run by Elizabeth Ellison, their daughter.
And the foundation does what?
So our focus is really how do we encourage and support entrepreneurship and innovation within Tulsa.
Which is sorely needed.
Exactly. So the Lobeck Taylor Family Foundation has put together a number of programs. Kitchen 66, which is a food incubator.
I've heard about that,
for food businesses in Tulsa. Kiva, which I'm going to talk about more in a bit. We also produce the State of Entrepreneurship report each year. It's a survey that goes out to entrepreneurs and people who work with businesses across Tulsa, and it gives us perspective on what's going well in Tulsa, what are the challenges or gaps that we face, and that study each year has helped us bring about things like 36 Degrees North, the co-working space downtown. It's what brought Kiva to Tulsa. So it really helps us keep a pulse check on what's going well for entrepreneurs, what do they like, what can we do more of, and where are the gaps and challenges that we can
Well, let's go back,
meet.
if we can, for just a minute to the kitchen you mentioned. Isn't that the program that involves women who've been incarcerated?
So that is actually a business that was funded by Kiva.
Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
So Kitchen
okay.
66 is a food incubator, and so anyone who's in any kind of food industry, whether that's a restaurant or creating a product, can apply to this incubator, and you get training and assistance. You also get access to a commercial kitchen space, so you can create your product and get it out to
Sweet.
customers. Yeah.
Do they need a food tester?
Absolutely.
I'm available.
Yeah, so Kitchen 66 actually has a cafe, so you can go every day. They
Really?
have a new person who will kind of take over the cafe, and you can try their food. I definitely recommend going on Tuesdays. That's when Kate Gusto takes over the Kitchen 66 cafe, and they make the most amazing empanadas. They're also one
I'm
of
gonna try that.
They're one of our first Kiva businesses too. So Carla, who's the owner, she actually got funded in September for a Kiva loan of $10,000 to use to help start her storefront, which she's opening in January.
Sweet. Let's talk about Kiva. Now, we've danced around it, or I have, because I wanted to hear a little bit more about the foundation. The concept that it brings to the table is one that, you know, has going to have everybody going, oh, I should have thought of that. You know, I mean, or I should have had a V8. Well, explain how it works.
Sure. So Kiva is an online crowdfunding platform for businesses and for entrepreneurs. So crowdfunding, similar to a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe, your business can go on our site and people can come and contribute money towards a project that you're working on, whether that's getting your business started, expanding, moving into a brick and mortar store, anything like that. But on Kiva, as opposed to other crowdfunding sites, we actually operate in lending instead of in donating. So when you go on our site and you contribute to a business, you're actually contributing to a business loan, which means that over the course of that business paying the money back, you get your $25 or $50 or $100 back to your account, which you can take out of Kiva if you want, or you can use that same $25 or $50 or $100 to benefit another business. And the really cool part for businesses is that since these loans are all crowdfunded, they're all offered at 0% interest. So exactly what you borrow is exactly what you pay back.
So you don't end up paying off student loans for 30 years.
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly. What we noticed, and again with the State of Entrepreneurship report, what was being reported over and over again by entrepreneurs in Tulsa was that there was a huge lack of access to microcapital. Businesses were going to banks and were getting turned away, not because they weren't well qualified, but because they needed just such a small finite amount. And there are some people who can't just bootstrap it, right? That just don't have the extra $3,000 or $5,000 to get by, and it's causing businesses to fail. Kiva gives access to those funds. It also gives access to a whole new base of supporters. Your lenders ultimately want to see your business succeed. So those are going to be the people who are visiting your restaurant or purchasing your product online. They're going to be, you know, sharing this information with their friends. So
Sounds to me like, permit me if you will, but somebody at the foundation knows what they're doing, because we now have in this city an organization that will take a young entrepreneur to be idea and bring it to life, give birth to that idea, take the widget, create it, help you create it, and they can they also have a crew that can stand by and teach you how to market it, and all of a sudden you're looking at a business
Absolutely.
model, and then if they go through Kiva to get the seed money to launch, wow, what a concept.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible that Kiva is really a great option for someone at any stage of business. So, a true startup, a pre-revenue entrepreneur, this is a great low-risk way to test the viability of your business. It's a great way. You're getting, obviously, access to financial capital, but again, you're also getting access to the support that you need just to get off the ground. Those customers that can give you feedback, can share with who could potentially be new customers, who can say, oh, have you heard of this organization that you could work with? And are really providing that connectivity in Tulsa is incredible to see. It's even a great option for more well-established businesses that are looking to expand, whether that's adding new employees or trying something else out on their menu, right?
Sure. Well, all right, let me play devil's advocate for just a moment. Is there a check and balance system where, let's say Sam comes in, hey, I got this great idea, I want to start a business, I need to borrow $5,000 to do it. Is there someone standing by to take that idea and go over it and look at it and decide, could this be a profitable business?
So there are actually tons of people who look at the business, and those are the lenders. When you apply on Kiva, you're putting in information about your finances. We do look at some financial information, including credit score, and that's something that we use internally at Kiva to make sure that you're being approved for a loan that you can actually pay back. But we also look at your personal story, your business story, your plan for the money. All of that information is put on our website, and we like to let the lenders choose what businesses they want to support. So ultimately, we believe that these loans should be based on character and not just credit.
When did Kiva get underway?
It's been around for about a decade now. We actually started internationally, and then about 6 years ago, we started nationally as well.
All right. If it's been with us for about a decade, there has to be some kind of track record.
Absolutely.
What's it done so far? How has it done?
So overall, we have about 1.7 billion lenders on the site, and our repayment rate nationally and internationally is 97%.
No
and
kidding.
So we've seen businesses in over 83 countries now get funding. In Tulsa, we actually started in August, and since August, we've seen 20 businesses get fully funded. And yesterday, we actually hit our $100,000 mark in funding.
That's intensely incredible.
Yeah, it's been amazing to watch, and it's so cool to see these business people and these entrepreneurs that are just so inspired, and it's like their business is rejuvenated by being a part of Kiva. It's like they're newly inspired to keep going.
One of the things I've picked up on is I hear people, and I've heard this at least 3 or 4 times in the last couple of weeks, say, gosh, I wish we could go back to the days of J. Paul Getty or Frank Phillips. That's when businesses were really going to come along and start up and grow. But now there's just nothing out there. You can't, no way to, well, that's not true. These times are ripe for picking in terms of a new business. At least that's what I perceive. Am I on course here?
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. There was just an article in the Tulsa World today about how immigrant small business owners are bringing a huge economic uprising to Tulsa. And, small businesses provide the majority of jobs in our city as well. So I think, our small business community needs to be the focus in Tulsa. It's providing jobs, it's improving our economy, and I think anyone who wants to become an entrepreneur, who wants to kind of take that step in business, is incredibly well supported here. I agree that you definitely have to know the resources and you have to be willing to put in the work. That's the great thing about Kiva is if you're willing to market yourself, if you're willing to do the work to make sure that lenders are interested in investing in you, then you're going to get funding. You're going to get what you need.
Let's talk about your website. I'm assuming, I have not been on the website yet, I have to confess, but I'm going to check it out tonight. Is it easy to navigate?
Absolutely. So when you go to kiva.org, the first thing you can click on is the big Lend button at the very top. And then from there on the left-hand side, you can filter for all types of businesses. So if you just want to see Oklahoma businesses, you can type that in and just see the businesses that are currently funding in our state. Maybe you want to look at women-owned businesses or minority-owned businesses. You can do that as well. And once you find a business that you want to contribute to, it's almost like online shopping. You just click to lend and it goes directly to that business owner.
No kidding. That's way too simple.
We like to keep things easy.
There are so many widgets on the drawing board out there. And the only reason I bring that up is there are a number of folk long in the tooth like me who I've talked to in the last month or so tell me, you know, I got a grandson or I have a daughter or somebody in the family has come up with an idea that I think really is novel. Well, you know, you can take about 100 of those and lay them up on a shelf, and one might be that magic business that if it got the right kind of support and the right kind of marketing, could just fly. Now we got social media to back it up. You're talking about a serious economic boom is what you're looking at.
Absolutely. And I think that what's so great about being an entrepreneur is you don't ever have to stick with the same business. You don't ever have to stick with the same idea. You know, we have one person who funded about a month and a half ago on the site, and he's reinventing a waffle maker, which is just the craziest thing to me. And when you ask him about his business,
they're giving me a rap. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just got to get off the set. Thank you so much, and we'd like to have you back to talk more about this down the road. Okay? Thank you again.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for this edition. We'll see you next time.